Live
There you
everywhere
go.
else. Cheers, Canadian wine lovers.
Carl's Wine Club members, welcome everyone. We are live from Seattle. We are down in Washington State, traveling, traveling for discover some new stuff like we usually do, and because we were very curious of what our BC winemakers and winery owner are up to this late summer to find some great source. So we're here. We found a cool tasting room wine bar in Seattle near Pike Market.
Pike Place Market.
Park Place
Yeah.
Market, and we're like, you know what? It's Wednesday. It's Wine Wednesday happy hour. So what are we gonna do? So we have some Canadian wines on ice right behind here,
Yeah.
and we're gonna crack two Sauvignon Blanc from Canada, and I have a nice flight of Washington State wines here. Chardonnay, I have a Merlot, I have a Cab, and a Syrah. So we're gonna see here what is Washington State is all about. We know in the Okanagan Valley what we're all about. We love our big and bold red. And here it's kind of the extension of the Okanagan Valley. So it's going to be pretty cool to see. I'm thrilled. I can't wait to see what's in that Syrah. And we have a 2015 Chardonnay. Meanwhile, I couldn't find a 100% varietal Sauvignon Blanc because we traveled with some Canadian Sauv Blanc. We were expecting maybe a little bit of a warmer temperature, let's say, but a little cooler. No Sauv Blanc available at the wine bar. They ran out in the last couple of days, and they're coming tomorrow. But you know, we have one from Ontario, Marcel Morgenstern, Bellaterra. We have a Bellaterra Sauvignon Blanc, and one of the Okanagan's best, we have Riverstone Sauvignon Blanc. So we're going to taste our two Canadian Sauv Blanc. And here, so Mira, welcome to Seattle.
Yeah.
Great to have you.
Cool to be here.
Yeah, and I would like to thanks
The Wines of Washington tasting bar here. So it's pretty cool. Like I think 9 Washington State wineries, they purchased or went in together to run this wine bar. So there's like 9 local wineries featured, all independent winemakers, which we love supporting up in Canada. And so we thought that'd be pretty cool. And they were nice enough to let us go live from here.
And I just got off the phone with the general manager. They own the wine bar, but they also own the wineries down in Walla Walla. And I believe that they're looking for Canadian exposure. So they would like to get into the Canadian market. So
that's kind of fun.
We're going to exchange numbers in the next couple of days and see if we can help them out, just as they helped us out. She was waiting. She's like, you know what? Don't worry about the corkage fee. Do you know what she requested though?
What's that?
If we can leave behind one of the Canadian wines, because
That's so cool.
Because she's super thrilled tomorrow when she gets back to taste some of the Canadian wine. So I said, yeah, you know what?
Cool.
That's a deal. So
I love it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Lorna, good evening, and good evening to all of our Canadian winemakers. Yeah, this is empty because this is we're going to have our Sauvignon Blanc a minute.
I love it.
Un petit peu en français, on voulait dire un beau bonjour en français à tout notre beau monde de la belle province de Québec, de toutes les régions francophones du Canada, nos amateurs de vin canadiens. Un beau bonjour. On est en direct de Seattle, dans l'État de Washington. On est ici pour un petit peu de plaisir, un petit peu d'affaires. C'est mercredi, donc on saute pas les Wine Wednesday. On est là, on location. On est à Wines of Washington. C'est un petit wine bar, une salle de dégustation au centre-ville de Seattle, juste à côté du Pike Place Market. Donc, j'ai un flight de 4 vins de l'État de Washington, un Chardonnay, un Cabernet, un Merlot puis une Syrah. Et aussi, j'ai apporté comme on fait toujours, on amène nos vins canadiens avec nous autres.
On doit les apporter avec nous, oui.
Toujours, on apporte nos vins canadiens. Donc, j'ai un Sauvignon Blanc de Bellaterra, puis j'ai un Sauvignon Blanc de Riverstone, notre BC Winery of the Year. sont en train d'être, sont sur la glace présentement. Fait qu'on va déguster nos vins canadiens en même temps qu'on va déguster des vins de l'État de Washington. So, yeah,
And
pretty
it's kind of,
exciting.
it's very cool, and it's a bit of a hot topic in BC right now because 90% of the grapes that were supposed to be harvested this year in BC are gone because of the deep freeze we had in January of this year. And so a lot of wineries in BC this fall are going to make wine, and next year, all the way through 2026, I think they can make wine now in BC with Washington State grapes. It's not far. Like, you can drive 2 hours from where we live in the Okanagan, and you're in the United States surrounded by amazing vineyards. If you're in Osoyoos, you can drive 5 minutes and you're in the United States. And so it's going to be a kind of interesting topic over the next few years, like BC wine, Washington State wine, where does it all fit in? What's that new terroir like for people that are used to a lot of BC wine? So let's start exploring it.
Well, I mean, it's the extension of the Okanagan Valley. So, I mean, stylistically, that's something that it fits very well. But I know that our winemakers are some of us. Hey, I would like to say, so Black market represent traveling across the country
from Caledon, BC.
But some of the winemakers and winery owners that we know are excited to source some stuff that they usually don't make in their regular portfolio, right? True. Like some people will say, okay, I don't make Chenin Blanc in my portfolio. I'm going to go out, source some Chenin Blanc. I'm going to play with that for the next vintage or two because I don't have anything anyway. So
and the ironic and I guess good thing is that Washington State had like bumper crops the last couple of years. So they have lots of grapes and wine available for BC winemakers who have none this year. So they kind of help each other out. We definitely have tried, and we are seeing some wineries in BC bringing in some grapes and wine from Ontario, which is really fantastic. We really did our best with that. We brought in, 60 samples?
60 samples. We had months ago. Over 50 people from the Okanagan.
Dale, yeah, are we breaking any laws? YouTube doesn't have these laws, but yes, we have a TV show coming out in the new year, and there's very many laws that we're going to have to follow with that. It's going to be called
Seller Confidential, distributed on TELUS Hive to Story Hive. So
yeah, so with that one, we'd have to be way more careful. We'd have to have permits and what things not. But
are you working for the CRTC, Dale?
But with this, we're good. We're good. We're
just telling you guys, we're facing a little. We're in the back alley here. It's called.
It's called the Tasting Room, Wines of Washington.
But yeah, but it's the alley. The alley has a name anyway. But
it's part of Pike Place Market.
Yeah, but the restaurant in front of us, as a lineup. Here, look at this.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So anyway, lots of fun. I would like to start. We're going to give it a taste here. Mira, tell me what's in my glass here. I know it's a Chardonnay.
The first one, you said it's this one up here?
Yeah, there's a Superior Washington varietals.
Yes. Okay. So it's a 2015 Chardonnay called Brian Carter Array.
Definitely very rich.
I don't have my computer here. So members, if you're at home and you're looking things up, you're at your phone, your computer, you can tell us more about this wine. Tell us more because we know nothing. We know nothing. We don't know how much it costs, what appellation it's from. This is Washington State, but we have Canadian wine with us too. So it's 2015 Brian Carter Array Chardonnay. And I can't wait to taste it because I've never tasted Washington State grapes or wines.
It's big, very big, oaky. Like, I mean, this is West Coast style, but there's a bright, crisp almond cookie style. I mean, this is a good Chardonnay. It's definitely full body. There's no way to go around it. Full body, oaky, lemon meringue-ish, but almond. Yeah, I can totally feel the oak. I would be curious. This is pretty high in alcohol as well. But what I'm surprised with is there's no hint of oxidation at all with that.
That was what surprised me. It's very fresh still.
Yeah, it's still fresh. High alcohol. So Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I would put that in the category of who makes some big oaky Chardonnay that we know in Canada. Um, None of that style. Geez, that is very different than everything that we have.
Yeah. My feeling with Washington State
Yeah, I
wines
know.
is that they're going to be bigger. It's more like what gets hotter down here,
It's
right?
yeah, it gets hotter. Well, we're getting closer to California, right? So
Closer to California.
and
Yeah.
it's also more the American ways,
Style,
right? It's some of the
style,
American
yeah.
style. It's not as restrained. It's much more oak focus. I would be curious. There's at least 40% of new oak in there. Like I said, big, bold, and oaky. Is it bad? No, it's not a bad wine.
Well, what would you rate it? Not knowing the price,
but
not
if
knowing
I
too
see,
much
like,
about
if I
anything
pay
else,
$18 US
For a glass.
for a flight,
or a part of a flight.
for
Okay.
a flight
Okay.
of four, so I would say it's probably 45 US dollars. That's my, well, here, you look at it here.
Oh,
Ryan
maybe it's
Carter.
on here.
15, $42. See? I would say 89 points.
Okay.
89, there's some richness.
It's
What I
pretty cool
would,
that they have a 2015
Yeah,
by
yeah,
the
yeah.
glass.
yeah, yeah.
Like in a tasting plate.
That is fantastic. I really enjoy that. If you like big and bold Chardonnay, boom, it's a great way to go about it. While we're talking about, I need to refresh my palate.
Okay,
My
I'm gonna
taste
go
buds.
get you a snack. Is that
No,
what you want? No?
no. I want a Canadian Sauvignon Blanc. How
Oh,
about
you
you
need a
pick
nice
one?
crisp
Yeah.
Sauv
How
Blanc from
about
Canada.
we unfold here a little Niagara? How about we
This
go?
is the ones we brought, okay?
Yeah,
These are
yeah, yeah.
this one
So
and
Riverstone
oh,
and Bellaterra. So
look at
how
that bad
about
boy. Sorry, Instagram, you're reversed, but you get the idea.
so we have it's the 2020
It's the 2023.
2023.
Sauv Blanc.
Perfect. That's the new release. So awesome.
I'll be
As
the
you
Carl
know,
this time. I'll open it.
there you go. So I love it. I can't wait for the staff, the staff at the tasting room and the manager to taste that wine because there you go, Mira. That's
Thank
yours.
you.
How come you short for me that much?
Oh, I thought that was going to be mine.
There you go. And I saved the leaning post for the hotel room tonight.
Nice. Dale
Oh.
is saying that Chardonnay we just had, the 2015 Chardonnay, is from Woodinville near Chateau Saint Michel, just northeast of Seattle. So not too far from Pike Place Market, where we're live on secret location with
So
you guys.
they have 14 AVAs down there. So the AVAs is the equivalent of our
GIs.
GIs and sub GIs. So
And so in BC, they're called geographical indicators. There's
so AVAs it's the
Yeah.
equivalent also of the AOC in France or the DOCG.
and in Niagara, they call it what?
Regional
The appellations and sub-appellations. Okay.
So
There we
there's 14 AVAs in Washington State.
Oh my God, this is bursting out of the
I
glass.
know, citrus,
Holy.
green apple, but also like a ton of grapefruit,
Okay.
papaya,
Oh, and it's floral.
yeah.
There's something floral in
ton
there.
of grapefruit.
We're talking about
But you know what? There's a
Ontario.
little bit of pear.
We're talking about 2023 Sauv Blanc from Bellaterra Vineyards. And we're at Pike Place Market in Seattle. It's kind of fun.
So obviously, we won't do the three wine blind tasting today. That we've
It's very similar, though. Similar idea.
yeah, similar but very different.
Well, you guys can guess what it is as he's describing each one. And I won't tell you what it is till after. This one we know. It's a Sauv Blanc from Ontario, obviously.
Well, I needed to refresh my palate.
Because
I needed some zing.
even after one Washington State wine, we missed our Canadian
I
zinginess.
needed that bright, crisp acidity from the Bellaterra Sauvignon Blanc. Fred DiProfrio, winemaker at Bellaterra, absolutely nailed it, keeping the alcohol level at 12%, and that I believe that most of the grapes in this wine comes from the Lakeshore appellation. Little parcel of land that we visited, you and me.
Yes,
in
it was
Mars.
a beautiful vineyard. Oh
Beautiful,
my gosh.
beautiful.
We need to do a
vineyard.
club picnic there.
Absolutely.
Maybe during our bachelor tour.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Speaking about bachelor tour, we just added 2 more seats. If anyone wants to join us, we have
August
2
30th.
extra seats
Mike, nice to see
to
you.
for August 30th. We have confirmed the itinerary with Thomas yesterday. He called me from Maine. I was in Victoria on my way to Seattle, and we confirmed that our vineyard tour, epic vineyard tour that we're going to do on Friday, August the 30th, will start at Baizu Vineyard when we're going to meet with Jackson Bai in the vineyard, and we're going to taste Baizu Chardonnay and Baizu Gamay. From there, we're going to drive from Niagara on the Lake at Baizu Vineyard all the way to Wismer Foxcroft, where Craig Wismer.
It's so cool that we're going to meet the growers.
Yeah,
like not
Craig
just Thomas
Wismer
Batchelder, but also the vineyard
will meet us
growers.
in the vineyard where we're going to taste Parsenon, Wismer Foxcroft, and Foxcroft Gamay. We're going to head out for lunch, find a picnic area for lunch. After lunch, we're going to go to Wismer Park, where we're going to taste 2 Pinot Noir in Wismer Park vineyard. We're going to taste Wismer, the Wismer Park Pinot, and also I believe it's going to be shoot, I forgot. Anyway,
well, I posted it in the VIP group and the event. So if you're going to the August 30th Vineyard Tour with Thomas Batchelder, or if you are curious, it's in the Carl's Wine Club VIPs and on the event. But it's going to be an epic tour.
But no, there's 2 more stops.
2 more stops.
After that,
okay.
From Wismer Park, we're going to go to Saunders Vineyard, where's the Saunders family, where Mr. Warren Saunders just passed at 100 years old a year ago. But our family's still running the vineyard. So the family is going to come and meet with us, and we're going to taste the Chardonnay from Saunders Vineyard, Léo, and the Saunders Pinot Noir. So both in the vineyard. When we're done with Saunders Vineyard, we're going to drive to the Bat Cave, where Thomas is going to give us
secret Bat Cave,
the Batchelder back vintage tasting. So I mean, it's going to be incredible. So 2 more spots if you guys want to join.
This is Friday, August 30th.
Thomas said he made wine around the world, and no one ever asked him to go
tour his vineyards.
Tour the source of grapes.
Can you believe that?
And he's the master of he's redefining Niagara one terroir at a time, and we're going to do that with him.
So now we're getting really excited, and we're talking about maybe, like with Thomas and Mary, we're like, maybe we should go to Europe together too. Maybe we should go to Romania, where I'm from, where we...
Well, you need to put context around that. So funny enough,
one thing though, Mike says the grapes will be edible on August 30th when we're visiting with Thomas.
Absolutely.
Yes, so cool. So we're going to be tasting his wines in the vineyards, and you will be able to like pick a grape in some cases and taste the grape too. It's so crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, by the way, now we're tasting
Jeanette, you're coming to September 21st, which is with Riverstone, and we have that wine here actually. That's going to be epic too in BC. We have another event September 21st, so we can't wait to see you guys there.
One of the best wine in Niagara. So we have Bella Terra Sauvignon Blanc, their 2023 release here, open with us in Seattle.
At
among
Pike Place Market,
among a beautiful flight of Washington State wines. So here we are. We just tasted a 2015 Chardonnay. I needed a bright Sauvignon Blanc to wash that off. And now I'm going to dig a little bit into a red flight here.
So this time, because I don't have my computer, Dale Cadeau has been kind enough to be our researchist. Mike, Jeanette, Danny, now that you guys are here, you can be researchers too. Because we're tasting some Washington wines we know nothing about. So Dale is saying the one we just tasted was a 2015 Brian Carter Cellars Chardonnay, 2015. Okay, Dale is saying it's about $32 retail US. So that's what, $50 Canadian. It's from
55.
and it's from what did he say? Yakima Valley.
Is it?
Yakima Valley. Yeah, the grapes from Yakima Valley. So there we go. We know a little bit about it. Thank you, Dale. That's awesome.
So the first red we have here, it's from Camaraderie 2019 Merlot.
Merlot. Also Yakima Valley. We'll have to get a map and figure out where this stuff is.
That's a delicious Merlot. It's medium, full, beautiful texture, not uber creamy. I don't suspect this wine to be very expensive, but it's well made. Well ripe fruit. There's a certain focus to it. Cassis, plum, nice spice in the back end. I mean, this is well made. Like I said, I don't think it's super premium, but very enjoyable. So if this wine is under the $40, $40 US, I would say it's very, very worth it, and it would be 90 or better. If it's above $40 US, I'm not sure how much, but
it looks like you're bang on because it's in the same price point category as the last one, around $32.
Yeah, I would do 90 plus. This is delicious. This is delicious.
Dale, you're so right. So the same literal desert, like classified desert that starts in the Okanagan,
the Sonora
Desert, sends itself all the way down through Washington State as well. So it is desert-like. Which the grapes, I think grapes love that. There's all that sandy soil and very dry. So then the grapes have to send their roots deep down.
The thing with the sand, Mira, it's a little bit more of the Okanagan effect because of the glacier.
The glacier that came through.
Created the Okanagan Valley.
Huge glacier.
And the deposit. The deposit created these deposits of sand. So sand.
Less glaciers down here is what you're saying?
Yes. And
in Washington State?
Much closer to the ocean.
Closer to the ocean.
And the soil composition is very different, a little bit more clay here, I believe. So
maybe more limestone up
there. Yeah, probably.
Interesting.
So here, and again, we are tasting with these Washington wine, Bellaterra, Sauvignon Blanc.
And we have a BC wine with us. Another Sauvignon Blanc, just to be fun. Of course, they ran out of Sauvignon Blanc at this tasting room yesterday. So that's okay, because this is not like a competition. This is just about enjoying wine.
I spoke with the tasting room staff, and he was waiting for a courier to bring a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc that they have at a market nearby.
Oh my God.
And apparently the manager sent a courier to bring it for us so we can taste
No
it.
way.
So we'll see if it will arrive.
We might see a bike show up here with a bottle of wine for us.
Before the end of the show.
That's pretty fun.
That Bellaterra Sauvignon Blanc is just so full of energy.
I love that.
So
Where
bright.
is it? This one, right?
It's both. We're drinking the same.
Both the glasses. Okay, so we're gonna leave one with the Bellaterra.
Yeah, and we'll pour the
Riverstone from Osoyoos. Or Oliver.
Oliver, you're correct. Our BC Winery of the Year. To me, usually the top Sauvignon Blanc in BC, especially when we talk about the the unoaked style of Sauvignon Blanc. When there's some fumé, to me, it's such a different approach to making that wine. It's like an unoaked Chardonnay versus a oak Chardonnay. These wines are so drastically different. So when we're looking at the fumé style, I mean, the Silva Vineyard and Winery absolutely have an incredible fumé blanc. But when we're talking about straight stainless steel Sauvignon Blanc, it's hard to beat Riverstone. Really, really hard to beat. I know I can mention maybe Mayhem from Okanagan Falls, the Anarchist Sauvignon Blanc with the fruit from Osoyoos is like really, really well made. But again, I think that the Anarchist has some oak treatment in there. Don't quote me on that, but I think. But this straight stainless steel Sauvignon Blanc, every year, vintage in, vintage out, it's one of the very best
My God, that's good.
Okanagan.
Ooh,
So
that's
here,
a beauty.
2023, sitting here in Seattle. This is
that's
definitely. I know it's a Bellaterra. 91 points for the Bellaterra.
Okay. Is
So
that the first time you're tasting the
24.
2020?
I believe that I've tasted it before. I don't know how much my score.
Okay. We'll take a
But
look
I'm
at
at
that.
91 points here tonight, sitting here.
Leslie is going to be in Seattle for March Madness next year. Would love the details. We will share all the details. We found some really cool spots down here, Leslie. We can have a quick chat, like on FaceTime at some point about it. It's super fun. You will love it if you haven't. I lived in Victoria, Calgary, and now the Okanagan for the last 30 years. And I have never spent a day in Seattle. Can you believe that? And it is such a world-class, incredible city. There's so much life in this city, and the Pike Place Market.
Just love the downtown. Downtown is freaking fantastic.
It's fun. It's
just
so
beauty. So yeah. So now let's move on to the second red. The second red. Okay, here. So I believe that I'm doing Locust, the 2020 Cabernet Sauvignon.
You sure are.
And Cab Sauv is the grape varietal, the most grown grape varietal in Washington State. So, and there's some very famous producer. Let's say like Nicole 41, Leonetti, who was one of the very first. Abeja, also Cedar Creek, which, in my opinion, is probably the very, very super luxury Cabernet Sauvignon from Washington State. I had the chance to taste two of their 100 points.
J&M Wine on Instagram saying Woodinville is incredible. And so this is, again, where it brought back so many memories. I was researching on the way up here for Carl some of the wines that are earning top points up here in Washington State.
I was just like thinking about
I know half these people, winery owners. I know these people. So
I was just cool. I wanted to stop and get a bottle of Cayuse.
Cayuse, yes. Woodinville is what? Is that an appellation? Is that a winery?
No, I know that there's Woodward Canyon that makes a Woodinville. I believe that it's a small town where there's a bunch of
it's an area.
Room.
Batchelder is on with us on Insta. Hello. We were just talking about you guys.
Thomas and Mary. So we're here in Seattle at Wine of Washington State. We brought with us Sauvignon Blanc from Ontario. We have Bellaterra,
and we brought
Riverstone from British Columbia. And we also taste some Washington State wine because we have a bunch of our BC winemakers who are here shopping for grapes and juice to bring so they can survive that horrific frost that we had in January in the Okanagan Valley.
We recap. We just had a 2015 Chardonnay from Yakima Valley, 89 points, Carl. We had a Merlot, also from Yakima Valley. And now we're having a Cab Sauv.
Yeah, right? So I haven't tasted the Cab Sauv. I was just mentioning
2020 Cab Sauv. See what the 2020 vintage might have been like up here. You're tasting it now, and it's pretty fun. There's like skateboarders here. I guess they took them all inside. There was a huge lineup around the corner for dinner service at the restaurant, 5 feet across from us, from this tiny alley we're in.
So this is definitely an entry-level Cabernet Sauvignon. We are not playing in the premium category here. It's fairly linear. It's medium body, very approachable. Tannins are light, so I'm suspecting.
This is it here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm suspecting mostly neutral oak. There's not too much in that. I mean,
Oh, it's a bit of a shorter finish.
a little bit of a, and it's not. There's not a big mid palate as well.
Maybe it's in a bit of a sleepy face.
fairly linear. No, I just think it's mostly a entry level capsule.
No, no, no.
No.
We're going up in price, I think, as we go into
Oh yeah.
this tasting.
Okay. Well, if we're going up in price,
John and Michelle are saying Woodinville is an area with so many tasting rooms,
That's what I was
wall to
saying.
wall
Yeah,
tasting rooms.
exactly.
Very cool. Very
that's that
cool.
strip where
Chateau Saint Michel
Yeah.
is there. Very cool. I have to say, okay, so maybe I got this wrong. So that was the 2020 Cap Soap
Camaraderie.
from Locust.
yeah, Locust. Yeah.
Locust wine. So my researchists out there, if you have a second to look this up, 2020 Cab Sauv from Locust Winery in Washington State. What I have on my menu here is that 2020. Oh, it's not on the other menu. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. At this tasting room, a bottle of that is $49 US. Dale is saying it's $35 at the local liquor stores. It's not bad in terms of a markup for being right downtown Seattle at Pike Place Market, and almost like a restaurant here. So 35 bucks US works out to what Canadian? About 50 bucks? 55? What's 40% over 35? I don't know. But our dollar's trading at almost $1.40. Hey, Roxanne.
So
Thank you, Dale. Dale is an excellent researchist. Dale deserves
So I would say
a
so
prize.
far between the Merlot and the Capsule, I'll give the edge to the Merlot. Like no doubt about that. Okay, so I would say that at $49, or you said it's probably more like $35.
35 retail at the liquor store.
So-
Dale found us a deal online,
so at
okay?
35, I mean, and it's Capsule, okay, that meets its price point.
Okay.
Absolutely. That
Because
wine
Cab
meets.
Sauv is a more like pricey grade.
Yeah.
If it's
Exactly,
straight up
right?
Cab Sauv, right?
But let's put that let's put that in perspective. Okay. It's not Capsule. Okay, let's get back to our Sauv Blanc. $24.95 tax in. Okay.
Canadian. That would be what?
Okay.
Like a $15 tax in US wine.
So let
$16
that
or something.
sink in when people say that all Canadian wines are overpriced.
Oh my
Okay.
God! Don't even get started with that.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, sometimes I get.
Well, here's the thing I was reading, right? So if you look at, especially at the big reds, because a lot of people are like, oh, Canada can't make the big reds that I like, although there are plenty of great big reds in Canada. But you look at Napa Valley, and I don't think you can get any big reds for under what, $40 US or Canadian, $40 Canadian, $50 Canadian,
Oh, I mean, we're talking about the mass
unless the
produced.
mass produced.
No, we're
stuff.
talking about the mass produced entry level. Like when we talk about
And I
the
think-
premium, our super premium category,
Yeah.
now we're reaching the $80. Some of them gets to $100. And
What,
people
in Canada?
in Canada.
In Canada, but very rare. Like
Napa
most are between
Valley, Mira, listen
25
to
and
me.
50. Listen,
Napa
yes.
Valley from single vineyard AVAs, like let's say Mount Veeder,
Okay.
Owl Mountain,
Yeah.
Saint Helena, okay, all of these prime area in California, you do not find them for under $250 US.
Oh, geez. Okay. I
Like
leave that.
this is non-existing anymore.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So leave
So-
me the fuck alone with
The price
overpriced
points, I
Canada.
know.
Okay.
Okay. But what I want to say is, I think like Napa Valley, that's the most expensive. Then
Yeah.
the next closest thing,
But that's
but with a
great.
lower price point, is Washington State.
Yeah, no, you
and
go to
then-
Central California. Central
Oh,
California,
Central
that's where
California,
in
okay.
Paso Robles and all of that. Now you can find some decent entry-level wines,
Okay.
mid-level wines as well at 70, 75, $100 US. But yeah, that's where the value comes from.
Right.
Not Napa Valley anymore. It doesn't exist. I just had a sip of our Riverstone
Oh, it's a
Sauvignon
beauty.
Blanc. It just confirmed that every year this Sauvignon Blanc is one of the very top, if not the very best on oak, straight stainless steel Sauvignon Blanc in the country. It's 92 points at least. At least. This is just
That's a
freaking beautiful.
gorgeous
Is it the
and
20?
complex
I
wine.
believe that I took a bottle of the 22, the previous vintage, and it's just getting even better than it was. Just absolutely freaking fantastic.
Dale makes a good point. So we complain about 13% liquor tax in Ontario, 15% in BC. He's saying Washington state liquor tax is up there too, also double digits. So yeah, I guess wine is not the least expensive hobby, no matter how you look at it. But the point is, anyone who says that Canadian wine is the one that's overpriced, I don't think that, I think that's a myth. I think that's a myth. I think we actually pack some amazing value, especially like with every wine region, if you know where to look. There's certain wineries that over deliver on the price point. And I think that's what we're here to help you find as well, right? You're pretty happy. Which one did you just taste?
I just tasted the Syrah.
Oh, okay. Happy or perplexed? Which one?
A bit both, a bit of both.
Oh, wait.
A little bit of
I
both.
got in here. Oh,
That's
no.
okay. It's protein.
Extra
A
protein.
little bit of both. I mean, I can't wait to see what price point, because we're looking here. It's Natchez Heights, 2020. The wine is round. The wine is soft. The wine has very classic Syrah, Syrah delivery, very characteristic of the varietal. I mean, there's that smoked meat on the mid palate, who is absolutely, that gets right there. There's a spice on the back end. There's that white pepper, cardamom. There's a little bit of sage. There's definitely a herbaceous component, savory component. It's not a fruit bomb. Often we'll talk about Washington State. These are fruit bombs. No, this is much more restrained, a little bit more old world style, if I may. That little bit of a stony component past the mid palate. Definitely some cocoa at the end.
I was going to say, so the cocoa jumped out at me the way cocoa has never jumped out at me in a wine.
Yeah, I know.
It surprised me.
Yeah.
I can't wait for a Pinot Chard and Gamay educational tour. Yes, and I think what Daryl's talking about is our August 30th vineyard tour with Thomas Batchelder himself, tasting the wines in the vineyards with the growers, with the winemaker, and possibly with some of the ripened grapes from that vineyard available to sneak one into your
and we also talk about a little blind tasting at lunch, something special that he doesn't he keeps it under wrap, and some back vintage tasting back at the back cave after the tour.
Vineyard
so,
touring.
yeah.
And then, of course, August 31st, 4 wineries, all behind the scenes, all with different themes for each stop. So it's not like just a regular tasting at each winery. One's like, we're doing different types of vessels, amphora versus clay or clay amphora versus stainless steel versus barrels. We're doing another tasting that's all about blind tasting, another one that's all about pairing it with an amazing lunch.
And also, yeah.
And then we're blending our own wines at this place here with the incredible Fred
And some of the Sauvignon Blanc is going to be available in our blending session as well.
Wow,
so
that's exciting.
Yeah, we got off the phone with Marcel earlier today. He just bought some props for the tools for people to make their own wine and have the tool to mix. So
that is super
and
cool.
blend. It's going to be super, super cool. So yeah, that's for August 31st, August 30th and August 31st in Niagara. Come and party like rock stars with Carl's Wine Club members. And
like wine geeks, really, because it's party, but not really, because we're getting really nerdy about the wines. We really are, not in a snobby way. I hope no one ever feels that way.
It's just we get experiences that no one else does, and
just in a really fun way.
Yeah. So it's going to be absolutely amazing. We have 3 kids, hanging out by themselves at Park Marketplace.
Don't worry, the oldest is almost 16. He's
And
the babysitter.
okay, it's 2 minutes away. I agree, but
So what I was going to say is, look, so on August 31st, we'll be blending white wines. We were recently, shout out to Black Market, we were recently blending, so if you're on Facebook, I'm trying to show here, blending red wine with them at Black Market Wine Company. So much fun, such a cool experience. Talk about learning about this stuff. Oh, that's not Black Market. Anyway, very cool stuff that's going on. So if you are near Oliver, BC around September 21st, got to join us at Riverstone Estate Winery for our Winery of the Year celebration over there.
We're gonna do
Yes.
library tasting with the owner, Ted Kane. He's gonna put out some of the rarest bottle of the Riverstone portfolio. And if you guys were watching last week, Mira gave the people a little flash of what can happen with Ted Kane. We had a bottle.
Incredible. What, 2013?
That was 2013 Riverstone Petit Verdot.
Straight up 100% Petit Verdot.
It
right?
was absolutely fucking crazy. It was
Amazing.
so good, so rich, so bold. It was amazing. So Ted has some really cool wine in the library. And remember, the milestone from Riverstone 2015 was our wine of the year last year out of 1,200 Canadian wine tasted. So now they are our wine of the year. We're going to do library special release tasting. After that, we're going to do a progressive tasting throughout the property, which means that we will taste different style of wine in different areas of the property. So it's going to be really, really cool.
With food. That one has some really cool food.
Absolutely.
From some caterers.
Next week, what's happening with us next week?
Well, a couple of things, okay? I wish I had, and I might be able to get you pictures here. So one thing I want to mention, and we'll talk more about it in the next couple days. One of our member favorite wineries, in fact, the winery of the year for BC last year, De Silva Vineyards, just faced a freaking horrific situation at their winery. A water main broke right in front of the winery.
From the city of Penticton.
Yeah, so let me try and get you guys some pictures because that will really show you what's going on. It's crazy.
You can also follow them on Facebook. There's some update daily from Richard and Twyla.
Basically, what happened, Carl?
I don't want to create something that I don't want to get into.
I think people want to know what happened. It's crazy, and
we surely love them, and they surely make some of the very best wine in the country. They surely host, and they are home of the best restaurant in the Okanagan Valley. After a very tough year last year, where we saw wildfire, road closure, travel ban, they have a really tough season. And this week it was on Saturday, so we're at Mira's family party. That's why we're here in the Pacific Northwest. But I got a phone call from Marcel Morgenstern, who followed Richard. Anyway, long story short, Richard was at the winery, and the parking lot just started to wave, literally, it was wave on the water, and the parking lot started,
dream.
The parking lot started to, and there was a geyser popping up out of the freaking soil, out of the ground in the back on the crush pad, and water shooting out of the ground in the crush pad, and the parking lot cracking, and some just like a horror movie.
So, long story short, is the winery is closed.
The water main broke. It was the city of Penticton was supposed to change the pipe last year. They kicked the can down the road. They did not, and the pipe burst. I don't have the number of how many liters of water.
Not good.
Anyway, so what happened here? If the water main is in the front of the building, and with all the water pressure, and the winery sitting on a very sandy soil, created that sinkhole under the building from the pipe all the way down to the back of the winery, creating a big sinkhole under the winery, compromising the integrity of the building, and also, and worse than everything,
Yeah.
flooding the brand new vineyard
Vineyard
that they just planted.
a few weeks ago. Oh my God.
So an absolute
So we don't
nightmare.
know all the details. Don't quote us on those very specifics. Daryl saying 6.5 million liters flowed under the winery.
So
but this is horrible.
we're
And
talking
so,
with Richard. We're going to put something together for people to support the Silva, so we can help them to ship their wine across the country and get a little bit of a cash flow. And so anyway, so we're working on an emergency plan.
This is the good news, though. The good news is that most of their wines were stored off-site and were not impacted by the sinkholes under the winery. So that's very good news. So we still have access to their amazing wines. And I think it's really time that we spread the word and support them, because they are our winery of the year last year, which says a lot. We discover a lot of wineries together, and then members vote on a short list for the winery of the year, and they were just fantastic. Dale says he doubled his wine club order with them. Fantastic. That is awesome, Dale. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you can, go for it. Support the Silva Vineyards at this difficult time. I mean, you get some pretty huge benefits because their wines are fantastic.
Yeah, and we're going to follow up with all of you. And I'm also working with Lakeside Cellar right now. I'm having a meeting with their owner tomorrow. So to bring Lakeside, one of our super top value BC wine, all of Osoyo. So they make fantastic bold reds out of the south of the Okanagan at a very good price. So I'm working with Danielle tomorrow. On our way back from Seattle, stop at the winery, get a package, and probably have that out for you in the next week or so. So here we are, out of Seattle. This is Carl's Wine Club. Mira and Carl tasting Canadian wines. And no offense to all of the wines that I just tasted from Washington State here, but none of them are in the same category that are two Canadian wines. No offense, but I think everything was I mean, honest. I would say that the Chardonnay was a little off balance, to my opinion. The three red were good, especially the Merlot. Merlot was fantastic. The Syrah was decent.
Yeah, very enjoyable wine.
Yeah, enjoyable wine. Nothing wrong. Great consistency. I mean, like nothing wrong with that. But our two Sauv Blanc absolutely kicks ass.
The level of complexity, but I mean, we have the advantage that we've tasted well over 1,200 Canadian wines a year the last couple years, and you know, you find the hidden gems that way. So these are two hidden gems: the Bellaterra 2023 Sauv Blanc, for sure. It's been hidden gem for years now.
$24.95. Like, are you kidding me? It's some fantastic. Also $24. This one is plus tax, but I mean, at that quality, it's still an incredible pour. That's why they're 92 and 91 point Carl's Wine Club. I would say the highest wine that I had in front of me here from Washington State at 90 plus with the Merlot. So yeah, great stop here. I need to thank Elaine from Wines of Washington State here at the tasting room near Pike Market in Seattle. They're great hosts. Really appreciate them to let us set up here on the patio, have some great wines. And yeah, thanks to them. Thanks to
each of you guys.
Because now we have to go make sure that our three kids are safe at the market. Now we're going to go get the kids and have dinner, head out to our hotel. And yeah.
Very awesome. Well, it was great to see you all. Kay Batchmere on Instagram. Nice to meet you. She says she just watched our overview of Time Wines yesterday on YouTube. Love their wines. So many to choose from. You guys are great. We totally agree. And I'm so glad that we're in touch. Have a great night, Mike. Cheers. We'll see you guys real soon. Thanks for supporting world-class Canadian wines and building the community.
Canadian wine lovers.
Thanks, Dale.
Carl's Wine Club members. See you next time.
Woohoo!